What's happening, guys? Welcome back. Born Offside is back. I'm back.
You're back.
I missed 2 eps, yeah?
You did miss two.
You were here. Were you here last week, Stav?
Of course, man.
Yeah, you were here
Always
last
the best
week.
substitute. That's what I say.
And Olan's not here
No.
because he's flying to Europe tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah. It's
The fuck is
it's
that?
called OLANTEKKERS math.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm happy to have you here, Stav.
Yeah, of course.
But what is that?
OLANTEKKERS math is I've got stuff on tomorrow, so I won't do it today.
Okay, well, he's going home for Christmas, yeah?
Oh, yes.
He's going back to the UK and then he's back. This is actually going to be our last Born Offside for the year because we've got Christmas on Monday when we usually record. And then it's New Year's on Monday. So then we'll be back after that. So yeah, bit of time off. So last one for the year, and Stav is here. You were here for the first one of the season,
Yeah?
and now
You
you're here for the
were.
last one of the year.
Jeez. Time
This is
goes
actually,
quick.
is this a dynamic that we've had before or no?
I don't know because you weren't here for the first one of the
Yeah,
season.
usually you're in my place or...
Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
there you
there
go.
you go.
We've got Stav
Yeah.
in, and you're looking a bit
Front
different,
three.
bro. For
And
anyone
I
that's
know.
not
I was like, we need to acknowledge
Yeah.
how much you've changed in a week.
Ackermanis, remember the old Ackermanis and Western Bulldogs, AFL? Yeah.
What
You,
blonde trim?
you look like Chicharito when you went blonde.
Chicharito Hernandez.
You, have you seen that one, Kat?
Straight to my
I
forget.
have seen that one.
Look at this. Tell me that's not Stav.
It's so stuff.
Javier
But
Chicharito.
you know what? I will go as far as saying...
He's got a bit of the tan
Yeah,
as well.
but his fade's not as fresh.
Yeah.
Stav's
Oh, yeah.
fade's very nice.
gotta keep it in.
Shout out
Stav is
to the
looking
barber.
Good. Stav is looking good. And one thing you know when Stav is on the pod, you know you're going to get lots of energy, lots of questionable takes, particularly surrounding Arsenal. And I'm excited for that because Arsenal are top of the league. We'll get to that a little bit later on. Unfortunately, we had to swap fan questions for onside and offsides today. No fan questions.
Are we going to say why?
No, just because we got bullied. That's it. We got bullied. We got bullied.
We've been
by-
shown a couple of yellow cards. I think.
we got bullied by a few people, so we couldn't post on our account. So sorry for everyone that was, wow, is there no episode this week? Because we probably couldn't, by the time this airs, I think we wouldn't have been able to post the preview. Because there's a lot of bullies out there that like to bully the little guy, okay? But the little guy stays strong. We're
we
still
stay
here.
Rocky Balboa.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Let's talk about the A-League, shall we? Speaking of the little guy. Victory. Go top. Smacking Sydney FC. No real surprise in the result. However, Sydney did dominate possession, 20 shots, just can't score at the moment under EUFA. She's not a Sydney fan anymore, so I don't talk to her.
Yeah, no.
you're still bleed blue, yeah?
Yeah, but I didn't realise he actually played for Sydney FC as well back in
the
these
day.
days.
You would have
so-
been about 2.
Yeah, 2000.
He's definitely changed, I guess, a little bit about the way they're playing, but it's just not working for them. It is working for Victory, who are temporarily top by the time this airs.
Yeah, and Fornaroli.
Well, I wanted to ask you. I'm not even asking. Onside or offside, the first one of the day. Bruno Fornaroli is Australia's best striker right now. Onside or offside?
It's hard to say. You got to say like form in the A League is probably the best Australian number 9
Yeah.
in the A League.
I mean,
Do you
top
go-
scorer in the league.
Yeah, Kuzungi Yangi.
Yengi, Lecky. No, Lecky's here. Who is
You've got-
Yengi?
Yangi's in Portsmouth.
But you've
Duke.
got Yangi, Silvera,
Silvera
Duke.
don't really count as a striker.
Yeah.
Okay,
he's
fair.
I'm talking like
but
nines.
Players that are scoring, internationally as well.
I get what you're saying on form.
His form's better than anyone in the world at the moment, but do you discredit it a little bit because it's in the A-League? Is that what you're trying to say?
Maybe a bit, but also we had this conversation last week on the pod, and we were saying like Australia's kind of, I know we got the Asian Cup at the end of the year, but we kind of got to build for that next World Cup.
Yes.
There's a lot of talent that we're going to move on. It depends if
Yeah.
if we keep up the style of play that we did at last World Cup, when you have like a Mitch Duke up there, physical in the air. I feel like Yangi is that next number 9.
Well, I
I
was
agree.
going to say, he's young.
Yeah.
Duke's already past it.
Yeah.
No, he's not. You know what I mean. Fornaroli's 36. I think if you use the argument the A-League isn't at the level of J-League 2 or League 1, that's false.
Yeah,
That's false.
yeah.
That 100%. The A-League is, in my opinion, if you're topping the A-League and bagging goals, that is better than scoring in J-League 2 or in League 1 in England.
Yeah.
It
Championship, different story.
should catapult your career in the
Is
as
different.
much.
Let's not
if
shit on our. Let's not put our
exactly.
league
Yeah,
that far down.
exactly.
That's not true. That is absolutely not
Yeah.
true, right? However, how much importance do you give to an Asian Cup? Are we going like we need to pick our best 11 to win this thing, or are we planning for USA 26?
At the end of the day, how many strikers are we going to take? 3?
3 or 4?
Fornaroli will probably make the
He'll probably
3.
make the squad.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? Whether he starts is a different question. Will he make the squad? Probably, if he keeps it up, which is like for another month.
I think he should at least make the squad because it would just show it doesn't matter how old you are. If you're bagging goals, you earn a spot in the team. And I think I think the team should always be picked on merit. You don't think he should be in the squad?
No, I see the value of having a Fornaroli on the squad, but I would just challenge even if he's performing better than Duke, like Duke's always going to get that.
No,
starting
Duke should
spot.
be there for sure.
I know, but who is slightly older as well. I really do think that the Asian Cup is an opportunity for a Yengi to step up and get the minutes.
But you can get Yengi, Duke, Fornaroli, because Lecky's out now.
Yeah, but I challenge that with how many minutes are they actually going to get? Do you know what I mean? Like it's more often than not, we do see Duke taking that starting lineup, and
I just think it's the McLaren.
You don't see a whole
effect
lot of
as well,
change.
to be honest. How many times, like years in a row, Jamie McLaren, top goal scorer,
Yeah.
goal scorer, throws on a Socceroos jersey and he's a ghost.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you
That's
think,
the
you
way-
think
that's
Bruno
the-
might be like that?
But it's not even. It's not. I look at it in a sense where I look at the England team and it's like, why is Harry Maguire playing in there? Because he's the person in that role. Why is Mason Mount starting over Phil Foden? Because you can't have a number 10, Jude Bellingham, than just the number 6.
Yeah.
If they don't suit the system, don't force
Yeah.
it.
And to be
So-
fair, Mitch Duke is that person for us.
Exactly.
He
Yeah.
suits our system.
And who's
He suits
closest
it.
to that?
Yeah.
Probably Yengi. the
yeah,
next
another
one.
big
Yeah.
number 9.
That's what I'm trying to say.
It's true.
And it showed in the most recent game as well. Yengi was able to have a bit of an influence up top there, and I think give those guys a run. I really love what Fornaroli is doing in the A-Leagues, and I think like to what you said, it's amazing to see at 36 to be producing goals like that. It's unreal. But the future of Australian football is very much, you know, in the hands of what happens in this Asian Cup and who we give those minutes
get
to. And I think we need to be thinking further ahead now.
Yeah.
We can't be
I see what you mean, but I don't agree.
reactive anymore.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying.
I think you got to pick your best squad for an Asian Cup. This isn't an international friendly.
Yeah.
This isn't this is an Asian Cup tournament. Like, we need to hold it at the value that it is. We've only won it once. It's a chance to win a major trophy. It's a chance to get money for the federation.
Yeah.
We got to be fielding our best team and taking our best squad. And I'm not saying he should get in over any of those guys you've mentioned, but Barello's injured.
Yes.
Lecky's injured. Is there anyone standing out and scoring the amount of goals that he's scoring? I think it would say a lot to show that a man who might not have been born in our country, might be 36 years old, but he's bagging goals, he deserves it. Like, you know, everyone's on the same level playing field. I'd like to see it.
Yeah, because I feel for him as well. Because remember, he stood up for Australia. We
Yeah.
picked him in that
Yeah.
squad, I think, for Peru.
And then didn't take him.
And then, yeah.
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 And
No, I see both sides.
yeah,
I do.
I'd love to see him. You know, I'm like, and I've met him personally. I actually interviewed him when he was in the Socceroos squad
You did?
that time.
Okay.
I was at camp, and he was so proud to put on that jersey. Like,
That's really beautiful to hear.
yeah, and so I think I personally would really like to see him rewarded with
And
that. Victory fans would hate to see it because he'll go
Genuinely,
missing.
you know, like knowing that you've met him and that you experienced that and you saw that he was so proud to wear the jersey.
Yeah.
Those things make such a difference.
was like a kid.
the context is so important.
Yeah, but
because you tend to not. I don't know. It's we don't know what they're like. Their personalities are like.
Yeah.
You know, when you know how much it means to them, it's
Well, I'm sure it means a
huge.
lot to everyone, but I think for him, people were maybe questioning it. Oh, you're only playing for Australia because you couldn't make Uruguay or something like
Right.
that. But when I met him that day, he was saying, he goes like, in my career, I've been around, done that, but now I feel like an 18-year-old again. Like being in this squad, it's like, oh my God, I'm in a national team now. Like he was like so happy and so full of,
Yeah. See,
and
that's
obviously he loves
really
Australia
nice.
because it gave his family, you know, it's his new home, his family, his kids, and everything. So I'd love to see it. It would kill Victory a bit. It would hurt
Yeah.
them. It would hurt them. But they're doing very well. Of course, whoever wins this game tonight between Wellington and MacArthur will go top. The A-League Grand Final rematch delivered a 3-3 draw. City and Mariners.
Go first
Not bad.
again.
Goal
Yeah,
fest.
another
We
goal
love
fest.
that. Goals in the
Yeah.
A-League. Torres scored a hattie. This is what I want to talk about. It's not A-League news, but it's Australian news. Kevin Muscat departed Yokohama after a very successful stint. Everyone, you know, talking about where he's going to go in Europe. Shanghai in the Chinese Super League.
Because your suspicion was that he kind of follows in the footsteps
Ange.
of Postecoglou.
Well, he would have never taken Celtic, being a Rangers former player. Rangers, unfortunately, have hired well. I thought there was a period there where...
Unfortunately.
Well, no, it's good for
I know
them.
what you mean.
There was a period there where Rangers were shit. I
Yeah.
thought they were going to go for Muscat.
Yes.
Now they're good. But to go from the J League to the Chinese Super League, is he stepping back in his career?
Probably is a step down in quality.
Yeah.
100%. 100%. They're saying Harry Kuehl's going to take that next job.
Yeah, they're talking he's been linked to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For Yokohama.
For Yokohama.
Nice.
It's annoying because because we got Angie out there, then we also had
Kisnorbo.
and then where he's
Who's-
lost.
Back in Australia.
Yeah, is he taking a job now?
I do believe he has. I saw something. I didn't read
I
into
didn't even see
it.
it. But I saw he
whole
got
lot,
sacked
but
a
he
couple
was-
weeks back when I was
He
over
was
there.
in the stands watching, I think, City play.
But they were doing bad. Like because they got relegated.
Oh, they
and
got
then-
hammered, yeah.
Yeah.
He
and then they were
got a
fighting
lot of time.
relegation. Yeah.
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 In about a year, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, he almost was it almost a full season
Yeah, pretty much. We finished that season and then got this whole almost like,
In
half of
Troyes.
this one.
at Troyes.
Started bad at Troyes. But Kevin Muscat signs in China. Why would he sign in China?
Mooney.
Cash.
Cash. the
Probably.
cashola.
He signed for Shanghai Port, which is the one that used to be Shanghai Shenhua. The is it Shanghai
red
Shenhua? No,
one.
not Shanghai. The red one. SIPG.
That's
Whatever.
where
Yeah.
Jackson Martinez and
Exactly.
was that Oscar?
He's still there.
Okay, there you
Oscar's
go.
still their captain.
Hulk. Yeah.
Yeah, Oscar's still their captain. So they have a salary cap now in China, but Oscar signed his most recent contract just before the salary cap.
Okay, so he
So,
stays.
so he's
What'd
on a
he get?
packet. He's on a packet. Well, apparently in his whole time in China, he's earned £250 million.
Ooh,
Wow.
So that's why he's still there.
it's China.
Fair play to him. £250 million. And there's a few reports. An Aussie paper has written that Muscat's going to get $3 million a year for 2 years. Not bad.
That's very good.
Pretty competitive. However, a Scottish paper has written that he's actually £3 million a year he's going to get.
Ooh.
Double that.
I know. So I don't know which one's right. If it is £3 million, for context, that'd be double what Roberto De Zerbi's getting at Brighton
Jeez.
to coach Shanghai.
I respect it. You know, I
Yeah.
respect those decisions in football.
You think
Because-
so?
Yeah, because if you're Muscat and he didn't get that Rangers job, where's the next step? Because you probably go J League and even
Championship?
yeah. Is there jobs there at the
Yeah,
moment?
you got to question whether or not there's a job on the table
It's
for
tough.
him.
This
Though. Like
point
you're
of the
making a
season.
decision because obviously you've been forced to pick either one or the other, or you're taking what's available to you.
Yeah. Yeah. I think
You just assume that with the results he got, you know, and who he is, that there would be a championship job on the table.
and I guess, you say you respect the decisions. Being a manager is such a hard gig. Yeah. If you do one shit job,
There's
your
ghosts.
reputation's, especially as an Aussie,
Yeah.
right? Your reputation's in the bin. So someone dangles $6 million in front of you for 2 years of work in China where they're defending champions.
Yeah.
You didn't. Was it
Not a
6
hard
million
job.
for 2 years or 6 million each year?
It was $3 million a year for 2 years.
Okay.
I just don't know whether it's dollars or pounds because I saw two different articles.
I reckon it's China, man. It's pounds.
It's cash. There's no doubt. Either
cash.
way,
Yeah.
I'm sure it's more money than he's ever earned in his
Yeah.
probably in his playing career as well.
And
But
if he gets sacked, he gets paid out as well.
exactly right. So
So-
there's a lot you can do with $6 million.
Yeah, and the thing is, at the end of the day, they've got to set themselves up for the future too.
That's what I mean. You don't hate the player. But you know what? Actually, when I was over in the UK just then, went to watch Millwall play,
Yeah,
Millwall Sunderland, and you think Millwall as an Aussie, you think Tim Cahill. And they played some videos of Timmy and stuff. And, went inside to the concourse and they got all these picture frames up and there's so many frames of Kevin Muscat. And the only time Millwall's been in the UEFA Cup, Millwall in the UEFA Cup, which is now the Europa League,
yeah.
captain leading them out, Kevin Muscat.
Damn.
They hold him on, if anything, there were more pictures, they hold him on such a high regard there.
We don't talk about him enough.
And I was thinking when I was there, he should coach them. They're doing shit.
Yeah.
They're doing terrible. Sack the coach, get Kevin Muscat.
How
But I don't
was
think-
that experience at Millwall?
it
Because
was-
that day, right? Didn't you go from?
I went from Millwall and then the next day I went to watch City.
Yeah, thank you. Finish the
Yeah,
sentence
yeah,
for me.
yeah.
I was like, didn't know where I was going with
Yeah.
that. But I knew you'd seen two very different types.
Yeah, but you
of
know
football.
what? Yeah, the football is very different.
Yeah.
The football is different. In some ways, championship's pretty fun to watch.
Yeah,
you
it's got
notice
that like spice.
the players tackle harder. Like some of the tackles I saw at Millwall Sunderland, proper tackles, because there's no VAR.
Yeah.
So like you could see that there's a bit more like even when the goalkeeper's taking a goal kick and the centre back and the striker, they're grabbing and pulling each other.
You don't get that.
You don't get it
anymore.
in the Prem.
You don't get it anymore.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's actually nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even you're saying it was on my mind, Muscat.
Yeah.
Kind of embodies that club as well. You know what I'm
100%.
trying to say? Like he embodies. I still remember there's a Sheffield United documentary out there with Neil Warnock.
Yeah.
And the two teams get into a fight. And I don't know if the game gets called off or the keeper gets red card. They throw some random guy in goals. And it all started because of Kevin Muscat. And Neil Warnock's like slagging him off.
Yeah.
But that's me, he
Okay.
embodies Millwall,
100%.
that like grubby type
Yeah.
of play style.
He'd be
so.
perfect there. I thought Millwall was going to be rougher than it was, to be fair.
Really?
Yeah, like I expected Green Street hooligans.
Yeah.
You know? But of course, those days are over. It wasn't that rough. It really wasn't that rough. It was actually a great experience. But
While we're on that, what was your favorite experience? Because you went to quite a few games.
yeah, my favourite was probably the football in Italy over English football.
You always have a soft spot for the
Controversial.
Italian football.
You know what it is, Stav? I'm not going to sit here and tell you that the Italian Serie A is better football than the Premier League. That's not true.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and say that. I don't think that's true. However, go watch a live game in Italy. Go watch a live game in the Premier League, and I guarantee you have a better time in
You're
Italy.
being more immersed. I can say
You have a better time in
100%.
Italy. And that's the thing I say, and this is where people get very butthurt if you mention anything about the Premier League. No. I think the Premier League is the best league in the world, but I think it's manufactured for television. Whereas when you go to some other European leagues, you'll see food, drinks, music outside the stadium. The ultras get in the stadium an hour before. flares, flags, chants where the whole stadium gets up and bounces. Then afterwards, party on the street outside the stadium. Like these are things that I didn't see in the Premier League.
Yeah, that's football culture. And if you think about it, outside of England, in Europe, England's probably the one country
One of
where
the worst.
there isn't ultras.
No.
Germany, you say Borussia Dortmund, what
Amazing.
they do.
Yeah.
Spain, they even got like their... It's like,
Yeah, kind of scary.
And I
Insane.
spoke to some,
England's
fans at Tottenham because Tottenham's got this beautiful new stadium, and I went to Luton and Tottenham, so I compared the the extremes, right? But I was chatting to some of the Tottenham fans, and they were saying like a lot of this still stems from the late '80s, early '90s. There's a lot of rules on them attending a game.
yeah.
The
No
way
drinking in the
the way you
stands.
can dress, like covering your face and things like that. Obviously, drinking you can't take your drinks to your seat. You can't stand up. You can't have big flags. You can't have pyro, flares or anything. You can't have. So there's a lot of rules on them still from that, and they think it's actually going to relax in the next couple of years.
Okay.
They reckon some rules will get taken away.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No.
Because I think it's all about the TV viewing experience.
Interesting.
Family friendly and it looks safe. But unfortunately, it just doesn't have the life that European football
Do you know
has.
what? I do agree with you, but the Anfield experience that I had was unbelievable in terms of outside of the stadium. And I think maybe because it's not right in the middle of, London, for example, there's got that element of suburbia around it. Like the Emirates, for example, you have it's suburbia. You have that kind of Islington suburb around, and it's quieter. So like the neighbors, are out in the street and whatever. But at Anfield, you've got that local feeling in addition to it obviously being Liverpool playing. And
Do you think Anfield's the best?
that's the best
stadium in the
football
world?
experience that I've had.
Do you think
ever.
Anfield's the best stadium in the world? Best
No, I
atmosphere in the
don't.
world?
But I can only speak for where I've been.
So it's the best out of what you've seen.
Yes,
Because
definitely.
I want to talk about that.
Yeah.
Because Liverpool played United this
Yeah.
weekend. And Gary Neville came out and said it was one of the worst atmospheres he'd seen at Anfield.
Was it at Anfield?
And I saw a
Yeah.
video from a Man United fan in the stadium, and like he's like,
Was it
"Oh, look,
dead?
they got the speakers out for the You'll Never Walk Alone."
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
no! See, that's sad.
Yeah,
Well,
but-
I went in 2019.
No, I want to
no,
talk
I'm
about
like
that.
changed.
I want to talk about that
Yeah.
because Liverpool's amazing. Amazing club, amazing culture, amazing stadium. And it was their record attendance
Yeah.
in this
Okay.
game because they've expanded it a bit. It was their new record
their
attendance at Anfield, right? Most people at a Premier League match. 0-0 draw. We'll talk about the game in a second. Do you think Anfield as an atmosphere gets ridden a bit too much by people?
I think people hate on it. I think it's tall poppy syndrome. One of the two best managers in Premier League history, Arsene Wenger, says Anfield, hardest place you got to go.
Okay, so you agree
Sir
with it.
Alex
You agree with it.
Ferguson says
Yeah.
the exact same thing. All the Man United players of old, Patrice Evra and all that, always say going to Anfield's the toughest.
Say okay, right.
Maybe it's lost its touch now, but it definitely deserved its reputation when it did.
I did hear that. Yeah, even European people used to say, traveling in the Champions League to Anfield, like Anfield nights were hard to go.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Look, and I do know where you're coming from. Like I do think there's an element of like people like stories get embellished, but genuinely there's a feeling when you walk in that stadium. And there were no speakers, as far as I know, doing the You Never Walk Alone stuff. Like I was surrounded by local people who,
That's cool.
had thick Scouse accents. We went to a pie shop before the game that only makes, like that.
Oh, bro, don't compare the food, but that's something you can't compare.
But they have like
Getting
all the,
food at a stadium
I
in
agree.
England compared to Italy, fuck, it doesn't even come
Food
close.
in England, fucking
Shit.
sucks.
yeah, well, the
It's
pies at this, it's called home bake or something like that. It's the tradition, and I loved it, and it was the
Yeah.
best experience.
Oh, when in England, you got to eat some trash food like
Yeah,
English,
exactly.
but
It was really cool, and I agree with you, Stav. I think there's definitely something about it. Maybe the magic is somewhat lost with all the other regulations that have come through. Like, there's definitely a change in the game.
Well, also in the Premier League, you get a massive tourist environment.
Yeah.
You know what weirds me out about England? The away fans are always amazing
Yeah.
because they're hardcore fans. So Sunderland away at Millwall, that's a 7-hour trip, right? They packed the whole stand top and bottom, and they were brilliant.
Yeah.
Tottenham, this is what put it into context for me.
Yeah.
Tottenham at City, their fans were brilliant.
Yeah.
Then I saw Tottenham at home, and the West Ham fans were louder.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Wow.
okay, West Ham won the match. But even when Tottenham were winning 1-0, like I feel like the home fans, the Premier League, it's a bit of a sellout league at home. I experienced that. I went to watch Chelsea-Liverpool a couple seasons back. The Chelsea fans, but then you watch Chelsea away, the fans are amazing. Like I just feel like the away fans are the hardcore fans. And at home, you get all the
Yeah,
hospitality, all the tourist
agree with
tickets. It's a bit of a shame.
I've always said I'd honestly prefer my first Arsenal game to be an away day than
Yes.
because I prefer just like chanting all the chants and stuff like
Yeah.
that. You don't get at the Emirates. The chants I remember was just, oh, Sunil, oh,
Yeah.
Sunil. That's all it was. When I was where my seat was is actually above the Southampton fans. And then like when they scored, it was like crazy. Like, they're throwing stuff
Sick,
back
eh?
up. Like it's nuts. And like you said, it's a 10% of that stadium and
Yeah.
they're your complete hardcore fans all
Yeah.
packed
They
into
all
it.
packed. They're the ones
That's
that
why
travel.
they're gonna be loud. I understand that.
Yeah.
But
And I saw your boys at Luton.
yeah,
Like,
and
That would have
they were
been
berserk as well.
such a
Yeah,
good
and there was probably
game.
only about 2,000 of them.
The stand broke at the end of the game.
Yeah, they broke down this way.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were great though. Like,
Yeah.
to be fair, Luton fans were great too, but Arsenal fans were
But
brilliant.
like Luton, once again, you know, they're still fresh out of championship. They've got a different feeling about them.
so good, man.
And they don't have tourist fans because it's
Yes.
No,
Luton, do you know what I'm trying to say?
exactly.
But to take it back, sorry, to the Anfield point,
Yeah.
I'd rather take the opinion of a Sir Alex Ferguson and Arsene Wenger,
Yeah.
or some random Man United salty fan geezer on TikTok
Yeah.
saying about that.
Well
That's-
said,
because
Stav.
everyone just says it's all Man United fans and all that.
100%.
I'm gonna take the professionals.
Well, let's talk about Man United. Let's talk about Man United. 0-0 draw.
Yeah.
Right, at Anfield. Frustrating result for Liverpool.
Yes.
Right.
What was it, like 30-something attempts?
Yeah,
on goal?
34,
I want to
I
say it
think.
was 30,
34.
Was it 34 shots?
I think it was 34, 8 on target.
That's right. It's the most shots Liverpool have had in the Premier League without scoring. Right. And frustrating day for Liverpool. And then there was a bit of war of words. Van Dijk
Yeah.
after the
Yeah.
game said there was only one team in it. They made no attempt. We were superior in every way. Roy Keane on the coverage says, you need to check yourself. You guys have won one trophy in 30 years. Is this just a brilliant tactical performance from Man United? Or does this kind of show how far they've fallen, that they're kind of happy with their 0-0 draw where they got pelted for shots?
Okay, they have fallen off like that, but you got to look at it in a current state. Because even online I'm seeing Liverpool fans go, oh, but you guys weren't even attacking us. And I was like, yeah, it's Liverpool way, Anfield. Manchester United's front three is Alejandro Garnacho, Anthony, and Rasmus Højlund up against a back line with Virgil van Dijk.
Yeah.
Do you want them to just go all out attack on that?
Yeah.
Like, that's a naive thing to do. I respect Manchester United to sit back, take a result away.
So
at
if you're a
Anfield,
United
top of the
fan, are
league.
you happy? Are you happy that your team went there? And,
You take the point in the current state that you're in, but in the overall picture, you look at it as a Man United club, we shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
But Liverpool can't be salty. At the end of the day, you had 34 shots and couldn't score one. Sorry, that's on you guys.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like,
I'd agree with that.
Don't blame the other team just for setting up defensively. Not just Man United, but other teams like a Luton will come to Anfield and set up in a defensive way as well.
Yeah.
That's your fault
But
for not
you-
being able to break them down.
I get that. But it's just like, do you expect that from Luton?
Yeah.
You know, is it a problem when it's Man United?
Look at Man United's 11. It actually fucking sucks.
So
Anthony Garnacho, Højlund, McTominay's in that midfield. Diego Dalot's playing on the left. Onana's been terrible this season. Played well this game.
You know what's interesting, right? You look at Man United's week. This is the week that followed winning Manager of the Month, Player of the Month, and Goal of the Month, right?
Yeah.
The week that's followed has been a 3-0 loss at home to Bournemouth, a 1-0 loss at home to Bayern, which I felt like United fans were kind of okay with because it was only 1-0 to Bayern.
Bottomed out of their group.
And they came last. And then they went and were happy with a 0-0 draw at Liverpool. That feels like United are becoming a B-grade European side. You know, like you pat yourself on the back
to
for only
Stav's
conceding
point,
one.
in this current state,
Yeah.
I would say yes. When you reflect on their history, the shoes that they have to fill, they are very unsuccessful right now.
You looking at me? I fucking hate Man United. I am probably the biggest Manchester United hater out there.
Okay.
And one thing I say about Man United is that last season I think papered over the cracks with like they slipped into the top four in a pretty shit Premier League year of competition. They won Carabao Cup, and it paid everyone. Oh, he's good. Ten Hag has spent 80 million on Anthony. He's brought in Onana from his old club, Anthony from his old club, Lissandra from his old club, Casemiro. He's brought in all these players and still can't get a system and results keep
Yeah, no.
ticking. That's on him. But what I will
Manager
say,
of the Month, Stav.
yeah, because that was a sympathy award. I said it last week. Harry Maguire was not the best player in England for that last month. It was a sympathy award. Garnacho's the top goal. That's a goal of the month. And then Eric Ten Hag's getting 1-0 wins, whatever.
Yeah.
Give him the sympathy Dior, like I said. But what I'm trying to say about Manchester United is that they remind me of Arsenal a few years ago when we sucked. I just remember when we went to Wembley semi-final against Pep Guardiola's Man City with Mustafi, Rob Holding, and Kieran Tierney as our three centre-backs. And we played counter-attacking football and because that's the way you got to do to get a result against a big team.
Yeah.
Give Man United 2 more years, they're still playing like this. Sorry, that's on them. But in the current 11 they have right now with all their injuries and the current state of their club, play like that at Anfield. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, fair play. I
think that's a great point.
Yeah, it's a good point. I mean, United, I'd love to hear from some of their fans or what they think. Talking about Anfield, though, we're going to head there this week. Carabao Cup action.
Yes.
At Anfield. We've got some Carabao Cup midweek action, which of course you can catch on beIN Sports. Thanks to those guys. I want to go through them a little bit, get your predictions for the game. So before we get to Anfield, not far away, Everton are going to be hosting Fulham. Kat, who wins?
Well, this is a Fulham for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Problems just mounting too much.
Yeah,
on Everton.
Look, they've avoided relegation in the Premier League. But I think they've just got bigger fish to fry right now. I'd give it to Fulham.
Get rid of the cup. I think I don't know. I have a feeling Everton's going to do something.
Yeah.
there.
I like you know what?
You like
Every
them.
time I've watched Everton this year, they've actually been good.
I mean, they bossed Chelsea not long
Yeah,
ago.
but
so.
Fulham are scoring so many goals. It's like
That's
4 or 5
but
goals
that's
on average.
what's
Yeah.
making me think
Yeah.
they're goal scoring machine right
I got a
now.
soft spot for Everton.
It's going to be a really nice game. That one's on Wednesday. Port Vale take on Middlesbrough. Stav, who wins?
Team Riley McGree and Sylvester. Let's
Yeah.
go Middlesbrough. Let's go Middlesbrough.
Sammy Silvera?
Yeah. Oh, what did I say? Sylvester.
Sammy Silvera scored on the weekend as well. Credit to him. Tom Glover there as well. 3 Aussies there. Hopefully they get the job done. You can catch the Aussies there. Chelsea, Newcastle, Cat. Stamford Bridge.
Newcastle.
Yeah?
Yeah. They're flying at the moment. The Magpies doing very well. They just missed out on going through to in the Champions League as well.
Well, fuck you then. No, probably.
Sorry, I just don't rate Chelsea at the moment,
I-
and I think Newcastle, now that they're out of
It's
Champions
true.
League, like they're going to focus all
I
their
think-
attention on Carabao.
I think this is a crazy game. This is a very good game to watch
Yeah.
because I think this is 2 managers that are really desperate for something, and the Carabao Cup will mean the world to these 2.
Both of them.
And will probably do enough to keep them both in a job a bit longer. So I
Yeah.
think Chelsea Newcastle is the game to watch. But I want to ask you, not Kat, because I
Where
know
was that
she-
at Stamford Bridge?
that's at Stamford Bridge. I want to ask you on Liverpool West Ham at Anfield though, because I don't want to ask Kat for that one.
Well, West Ham knocked out Arsenal in the Carabao Cup.
West Ham have shown they can get results. A couple big results in a row for West
And you
Ham.
know what? I know Liverpool where they are in the league this year, but every time I've watched Liverpool, I still haven't even been convinced by them. Give me West Ham.
Yeah,
Give
West
me
Ham.
West Ham.
An upset at
Yeah,
Anfield.
give me West Ham.
We'd absolutely love to see it, guys. Make sure you're tuning in to beIN Sports for all that action coming up in the Carabao Cup midweek. Plenty of football. These guys don't get a rest.
Plenty.
Champions League as well was last week. I want to talk to you guys about the new competition
Oh, the Club
coming in
World Cup.
2025, the Club World Cup. Kat. It's been officially announced.
Yeah.
Club World Cup, 32 teams
Gosh.
in the United States. No Liverpool, no United. The only way Arsenal can make it is if they win the Champions League this year. That'd be big.
I won't be watching.
That's happening, but
I mean, you've won plenty, haven't you? But it is 1 month. It's going to be a 1 month tournament, so more football for these players. That's getting criticised. They reckon they've done it within player welfare, whatever. City, Real, Chelsea, Bayern, PSG, Inter, Benfica and Porto have qualified.
Love that.
why was that? Because of UEFA ranking?
There's a UEFA point system they're
Yeah,
using.
yeah.
It's like if you get out of your group, you get like 5 points.
Yeah.
So every season, and it
That's
calculates
because
over
like
4 seasons.
Arsenal haven't been in the Champions League for ages.
Exactly.
That's why we nearly got pot 3.
But the Portuguese sides, they always get out of their groups.
Yeah.
Like they're
That's
strong.
true. Yeah, Porto
you know?
are out this year.
They're out again. Yeah, they're
They
always.
always have a good representation in those.
Yeah, so
Cups.
great to see them. And of course, Auckland City's going to be there because they make every Club World Cup. Champions of Oceania.
Let's go.
Can you believe that? Auckland City going to be playing City, Real, Bayern. all
I'm
the way-
really surprised by that result.
It's great to see. It's so good to see. But this is £1 billion they reckon it's going to be worth for all these clubs kind of combined, getting split between them. So that's money missed out for Man United, Liverpool, and potentially Arsenal. I want to get your opinion, onside or offside. Is this good for world football? Does it turn the Champions League into just a qualifying tournament?
I don't think the Champions League will ever lose its esteem.
You don't think this will become the pinnacle?
No.
Like,
No, I
you won
think-
the Champions League, but in a couple of years' time, you got to go.
No,
do it at
I
the
think
Club
we
World Cup.
have to live through this Club World Cup to know what it feels like and what kind of teams end up playing. You know, if this is an opportunity to give your B grade team a run in a Club World Cup environment, I don't know. Or is it like
No way. This
won't-
is going to be the shit, bro.
Yeah.
I
I
think
don't
this is
know.
FIFA saying, hey, UEFA, my dick's bigger than yours.
Yeah.
I reckon that's what
100%.
it is because it's like the UEFA's done this whole shit now where the Champions League is going into one big
Fuck that as
league,
well, man.
right? FIFA just come in at the same year and go, we've got now the ultimate World Cup of clubs, and Champions League is just the way you qualify for this. It literally turns the Champions League into a qualifier.
Yeah.
how do you feel about that?
The only
stuff?
thing is, I like the idea of a Club World Cup.
yeah.
And I like the only thing with the Club World Cup is that you're gonna get your Auckland cities. Do you know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, the worst team you're gonna get in the Champions League is a Copenhagen or like an Olympiacos. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Where like the Auckland cities, it's gonna be like two favourites probably get through the group, and then you're kind of fighting out.
Once you
Like,
get to the
I'm not even
knockouts.
saying it in an arrogance way, but like
No, it's just
no
facts.
Arsenal, no United, no Liverpool there, but you've got some of these shitter clubs there. Like the competition's still gonna be harder in
What are you
Europe.
saying Porto shitter than Arsenal?
Yeah, 100%.
I don't know about that, bro.
Oh, okay, give us Porto because Champions League draws tonight.
Tonight,
I think,
so
yeah?
it'll already be out by the time this
Give me
episode
Porto,
drops.
please. Give me Porto, man.
You don't want to go to the Dragão, bro.
Oh, come on, man, please. They're one of the word. Them and Copenhagen are like the shitter ones. You know what? Give me PSG, William Saliba, give me Kieran McFrappe and put him at the back there as well.
I was gonna actually ask you who you were hoping for. So if you could pick any team, you Copenhagen.
Yeah, you beat Copenhagen,
Copenhagen's who
obviously.
you want.
But like, people go, oh, bro, we better not get PSG. Arsenal would beat PSG. Do you know what I want? I want PSG round 16. Like, if we get them, beat them, humble them. Quarterfinals, give me Barca. They are so overrated. Give me Barca, knock them out. Semi-finals. That's touch and go. We get a Bayern Munich, a Man City, even Inter Milan.
Look at this guy planning a
decent.
fucking
I
Final
know.
Four already.
I'm
as an
telling
Arsenal
you
fan.
now,
What are you
Arsenal
planning
will
a
be better.
semi-final?
I'm telling you, Arsenal will be better in the Champions League than the Prem this year. 100%. Like I've said it before, look at all Arsenal's recent games.
Arsenal making the semi-finals?
It depends who that quarterfinal opponent is. That's
yeah,
the because you can still hit a Bayern or a City in the quarterfinals. A mid team like a Barca, a Napoli, or an Inter, back Arsenal. Arsenal clutch, man. You saw a clutch goal IRL. A week before that, Havertz scores 90th minute.
IRL.
Martinelli scores 85th minute against Man City. The amount of clutch goals he's had is crazy. And look at, like I said, Real Madrid 2 years ago, they were not better than PSG in the round 16.
Yeah, but you can't
they
compare
were not better. They were not better
Real
than
Madrid have
Chelsea.
won 14.
Yeah, I know.
Don't compare them to Arsenal.
They've won like the most Champions League.
in the Champions League.
I reckon Arsenal beat Real Madrid if we verse them, to be honest.
People,
I'm telling
there's
you.
so many people
They're
that
gonna
are
come for my
just...
throat, but
Yeah, Declan Rice is pocketing
Declan
Bellingham.
Rice is so good. I saw a meme this morning and it was like
That's
like
love.
me to Declan Rice, and then it's like, bro, you've changed my life. And Declan Rice is like, bro, I'm just Declan Rice. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just doing my job, bro.
He's your favourite player in that team at the moment?
Oh, favorite. Oh, my favorite always at Arsenal will be Martinelli because he's just different. Like, he just changes the game. Even though he's been pretty poor lately, recently, but. Just like watching a player like Declan Rice, he covers all three of those midfield positions. It feels like he eats everything, so composed and a workhorse. Love the guy.
Well, there you
We
go.
don't need to be
you
here.
and I can't talk about the Champions League really because
And we don't need to be here.
no, we don't need to be.
Stav just needs a couple of
Just-
questions
just talk-
and he
just
just
talk-
goes on one.
Just talk Arsenal. Okay, Stav, quick one before we move on the Champions League. Arsenal and Manchester City were the only two that actually progressed.
Yeah.
Spain, you just said, Arsenal would beat Real Madrid. For the four Spanish teams all top their group.
Yeah.
Real Madrid, Barca, Atletico, you expect. Real Sociedad top their group as well. Does that say something about La Liga versus Premier League?
It does make a statement. It's interesting because, let's be real, 6 years ago, La Liga was the pinnacle. Your Real Madrid and Barca was
Yeah,
the
but they were.
They were.
But no one was calling Sociedad.
But Atletico Madrid were also pretty high.
Yeah,
them
but
two
in like 13 years, it was between Real Madrid and Barca winning La
Yeah.
Liga. And then Atletico won like one or two.
Yeah.
Valencia was up there for
But
a period
Sevilla
of
was
time.
winning Europa Leagues out of their ass.
Yeah, but in terms of La Liga itself, it was dominated by those two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I will say about that is also you got to take into consideration Liverpool are a better team than either Newcastle. And Newcastle realistically were unlucky to get out of that group.
It's a tough group.
They called a group of death. They got robbed with a couple of decisions.
Exactly. It was
That's what
so
I'll say.
dependent on the result of
United, though,
PSG.
Yeah, United is
finished
shit.
lower
Chelsea,
than Copenhagen and Galatasaray.
I agree. And teams like Chelsea are shit as well. Maybe right now, the top four, as an average, maybe not. But I still think Man City was so dominant. Arsenal is still so dominant right now for their team that they got. We are like, on average, of the four, I would take those two over Real and Barca. Maybe Real over City.
maybe.
City, maybe? I'm an
In
Arsenal.
the Champions
Arsenal
League, bro.
last year.
In the Champions League. You can't talk to me about Arsenal in the Champions League.
Or, okay, last year, everyone got Man City in the Champions League. The bottle job, this bottle job, that. They get the job done. Don't look at the past. Never invest in something in the past that's got no future. Look ahead.
There you go.
Look ahead.
You've been reading, you've been
Give
reading
me in at half time, Mikel, and I'll give him
the investor.
inspiration.
What's the investor book everyone reads? You know the investor book everyone
yeah,
reads?
it's something. Yeah, I can't remember.
Shabba, you know what? Producer Shabs? No.
No.
Hey, what?
No one.
No,
You know what
I
I'm
know.
talking about.
I know. I mean,
Fuck, anyway, you've been reading that. It's good, mate. It's good. Diversify your income. You talking you're going to beat Real Madrid. Well, Bellingham scores again. Real Madrid win again.
Tapping Ellingham.
tapping Ellingham.
Is Tapping Merchant, Jude?
He's actually a good
He's a
player.
fucking tapping merchant, huh?
bro, I
Great
love
player.
those nicknames lately. I've just been eating them up.
It's funny because I feel like what's happened with Jude is he's so good that when he started to do this at Real, everyone was like, bro, he's so good. Now it's kept going a little bit too long that people are starting to hate him a bit.
Tall Poppy syndrome.
Yeah,
I'm telling
oh,
you,
fuck this guy.
Isn't that
He's too good,
sad,
man.
man? He's so good. He's so good.
His quality was people are waiting for him to make a mistake,
Yeah.
and do something. And I think I'm not necessarily one of those, But fuck, get me in a Girona jersey this season because I would love to see Girona win this league.
Yeah.
Like, I just think
That
it'd
would
the
be
fucking
so
funniest thing
sick.
ever.
It would be
They,
nuts.
and they are. I mean, they'll play by the time this goes to air. They're playing tomorrow morning. If they win, they go back to the top, which is crazy. In Italy, Bologna go into the top 4.
When's
Yeah.
the last time they're up there?
Fucking who knows? Shouldn't have even been in Serie A. That's a whole other story. They beat my town to get into the Serie A about like
No
8 years
way.
ago, and it was a fucking robbery. But anyway, they're there now. Thiago Motta coaches. You know Thiago Motta?
Yeah, PSG CDM.
Yeah, exactly right. He's coaching them. He's doing a great job. They beat Mourinho this morning, and they go into the top 4. And in Germany, Kane has 20 goals already.
Saw that. Fastest player to get there.
Fastest player to bag 20 goals in the Bundesliga. He's on track to beat Lewandowski's 41-goal season, whatever it was.
That's so crazy.
But they might not win the league. They're falling behind by Leverkusen.
Bayer
Another
Leverkusen.
Spanish maestro coach, Xabi Alonso.
Xabi Alonso.
Yeah.
Would that just be the most Harry Kane thing ever?
Oh man,
leaves
missing out on a
Spurs.
trophy.
He already missed the Super
Yeah.
Cup. They lost that.
Man's allergic to trophies.
They're out of the DFB Pokal. And imagine he doesn't win the
I
Bundesliga.
saw this funny thing. It was a Tottenham fan talking about. I was like, whatever Kane does, it's a lose-lose because if he doesn't win it, they go, oh, right, Tottenham player chose another thing. And if he does win it, he goes, oh, Kane left Tottenham and Tottenham don't win trophies. That's just things. It's a lose-lose. If
It's
you're
a
Tottenham fan.
lose-lose, yeah.
But going back to Harry Kane, I said it for time. He was better than Lewandowski when they were saying, oh, Lewandowski's doing this stuff. Harry Kane, realistically, strikers through our generation. Who's better, Luis Suarez?
Maybe that's that.
And I think that's it.
Well, because he did it at Tottenham, and no disrespect to the Bundesliga, it's just like being the striker. Being the striker at Bayern is like being the striker at City.
Yeah.
And you can almost question how good Haaland is in a conversation with Harry Kane.
Yeah.
Is Harry Kane a better striker than Erling Haaland?
He offers more.
Probably,
He
right?
offers more. Left foot, right foot, can shoot from distance, can play make.
I
can
said
act-
my call on this couch is that I think Harry Kane will win a Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
You did say this a
Before,
while
because
ago.
everyone's talking, the next one's going to go to either Mbappe, Bellingham, or who's the other one they say?
Haaland.
Haaland. Mbappe, Bellingham, or Haaland. I think people are writing Kane off because if Bayern do something in the Champions League, they still can.
Yeah.
They're still Bayern, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Then he'll get it.
Yeah, but then Euros on the table as well.
Euros? Everyone
England
says
are
if
hot
England
favourite.
win the Euros, it's going to be Bellingham. No, I think if England win the Euros, it's going to be Kane.
That's true.
It depends the Champions League. I think that's
Yeah.
the difference because what I'll say about Bellingham is that he's a midfielder and he puts up 20 to 30 goals compared to Kane putting up 60. That might be valued more because it's a midfielder. I think that could be the thing. And La Liga's probably rested a bit higher than the Bundesliga itself. But again, it comes down, I think, just the team trophies. That's going to
Yeah,
push
I
over
agree
each
with
other
that.
at the line.
Yeah.
But then you don't know what can happen. Like I said, PSG is shit now, but then Mbappe just turns it on for him, takes him to a semi-final, even close to a final, wins it with France at the Euros. The door is open with the Ballon d'Or conversation
Which is
now.
great, finally.
Which finally,
Yeah.
finally.
Yeah, which is good. You talk about these great leagues, Kat. Bundesliga, La Liga, Serie A, Premier League. You know what the A-League has on all of them?
It's in Australia.
Yeah, that too.
F3 derby,
Fucking
long distance derby.
Great. Well, yeah, all the distance derbies are threat now with Auckland coming in. Wellington aren't going to give a fuck about Perth. No, the A-League could potentially have Leonardo DiCaprio as a fan.
Why is that? Because it's, I know, can I make the joke?
What?
Because it's under 25 years old.
Yes. Because it's under 25 years old. Right? He loves his youngins. 18? The A-League's 18. Legal. Legal, okay? We're not crossing any lines. Mesut Ozil had a swipe at Leo DiCaprio on Twitter.
Yeah, I saw these.
DiCaprio was on the red carpet somewhere. Someone tried to talk to him about football, soccer, and talk about Arsenal. I don't know why someone was talking about Arsenal.
know.
And he responded, "What's an Arsenal?" Mesut Ozil retweeted that and said, "Well, Arsenal's older than 25 years, so why would he know?" Pretty fucking funny for Mesut
Love
Ozil.
that.
But there you go. They got me thinking, or maybe Leo would be an A-League fan. Young, fit, 18.
I see it.
Some daddy issues with the NSL. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Strong daddy issues. Strong daddy issues.
Well, Mesut Ozil's been on smoke lately as well. He tweeted something about Tottenham.
Oh,
That's
really?
what came out. Someone like Tottenham. Tottenham are the only team to lose 4 straight after going up 1-0. And then he's like, yeah, typical bottle job. Something like,
I saw that.
let's not forget about about a few months ago in Arsenal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's not forget about that. But
He's quite vocal. I like Messi because he doesn't give a fuck.
yeah, I heard
Yeah.
a story recently how he was in a club with Justin Bieber, and then Roman Kemp. You heard of him?
No.
He's like a presenter in London.
Okay.
And then he used to do stuff with Adidas, and then Ozil's obviously Adidas.
Yeah.
So then he was at a club, and he knew Justin Bieber somehow. So he was like the middleman. And then Mesut goes up to Roman Kemp and goes, "Hey, can you introduce me to Justin Bieber?" And then so he goes, yes, takes me over Justin Bieber. He goes, oh yes, one of Arsenal's best football players. Love him anyway. Then apparently Justin Bieber turns around and he goes, yeah, man, apparently you're like one of the best soccer stars in the world, he tells me. And then Ozil's like, he goes, I know, I am. So he said something like that. It was funny. But Ozil actually does have a bit of personality like that.
He does
I've
have
been
a bit.
hearing like recently.
He does have a bit. He had his moments, Ozil.
He did.
I don't know. He had his moments.
I loved him back in the day.
I still think Real Madrid Ozil was the best Ozil we saw.
Yeah, I reckon.
Yeah, he was.
Because even Ronaldo said when he lost him, it was just like,
Mourinho Ozil
yeah.
at Madrid. Was
It's actually
quality.
nuts when you think about that. One of the greatest playmakers and creative players of all time was under Mourinho at their peak.
Yeah.
It's kind of nuts.
I don't look. I'm not judging his looks, but I remember hearing rumors that they got rid of Ozil because he was ugly.
No, it didn't.
That's what I heard.
They got Bale, bro.
I
That's
don't know.
why.
I heard that him and Di Maria got the shaft because they weren't good looking
No, I
enough
don't
to.
believe that.
Headband Ozil, man, underrated.
Do you know what I mean? Like to play
Don't
for
believe
Madrid,
that.
you got to look a certain way.
Yeah.
Any
I'm
ugly-
sure that there's someone out there that thought Ozil was hot.
R9 with a gut and his buck teeth, I think I'd argue.
Yeah,
against
but
that.
I know that's not
Chubby little Roberto Carlos stuff.
Yeah, but that's
Oh
so
yeah,
smart.
you don't like Roberto Carlos.
You hate him, eh?
Yeah, stuff him.
Yeah, because he's
Saw him in a video
Snubbed
with
him.
Tom is my name the other day. I'm like, Tommy, bro, you snaking.
you
me,
better
bro.
than that.
I thought you would. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you,
Stav-
you'd,
aside.
reject you'd reject a video with Roberto Carlos for me. You know what
Stav
I'm
and Roberto Carlos have serious beef,
Yeah,
guys.
they
For anyone
do.
that doesn't know that,
He talks about it as well.
you want to talk about footballer haircuts and
Yeah.
stuff?
Well, I thought, in honor of Stav's
Slim Shady.
new look, let's react to some of the best looks that we've seen
Go on.
in football.
What do you got for us?
All right, let me pull it up.
Who's when you think of football haircuts? Who do you think of?
Buzz cut Beckham.
So like if I said
Well-
who encapsulates the footballer hair, you
Oh,
go David Beckham.
Nah.
Who? Who
Young
is it?
Ronaldo.
Yeah?
Ronaldo. Come on, bro. Everyone would rock up the school with a slit, two on the side, slicked hair with
That's
gel.
true.
That
That's
was all
true.
because of
The
Cristiano
spikes.
Ronaldo. Yeah.
Do you remember when you'd rock up? I don't know, like you'd rock up to a football trial, and there'd always be a guy with mercurials,
Yeah.
with wrist tape,
Yeah.
with the fucking shit version of the Ronaldo haircut, with eyebrow slits, and he sucked.
Socks above the knees.
Socks above the knee, and he was shit.
Shit
you
winger.
know?
Shit winger.
I
Shit
love that.
winger.
Now, Stav, there's a team that you could have played for based off your hair alone. In 1998, the Romanian national team, they
Yeah.
all dyed their hair blonde.
How'd
Yeah.
you know them? Yeah.
Hadji and the boys.
And
that looks
you-
mad, actually.
You
to be
actually
pretty sick.
totally, you fit
Same
right
colour.
in. You fit right in.
rate
There's
that.
obviously Pogba as well. He's had a
Yeah.
variety of looks.
The leopard one was
What do we
hot.
think of? Yeah, what do we think of his? A lot of mohawks, a lot of color.
It's hard to follow someone before. For me, when I think of haircuts, I think of Jibril Cisse.
Yeah,
For
I
me,
mean,
Jibril
right
Cisse
here.
is the king of the footballer haircuts. And then I think Pogba was kind of trying to take
How
that
about this
another
one?
level. He wrote Pogboom. There he is. What a fucking guy, bro. Jibril Cisse. He's a DJ now as well.
Yeah, I remember you saying.
Love him. But Pogba, yeah, the Leopards. I think Pogba was hit and miss.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't think
It was
Cisse
tough
ever
for
missed.
Pogba as well because he was in that Manchester United era where he
Yeah.
got signed up for the world record fee, had a lot of pressure on his shoulder.
Yeah, people like Roy
wouldn't
Keane
perform, get a blonde
Sooners.
with pink hair, and then just get slandered for it. He was in a tough period like that.
I did find what I think is the ugliest hairstyle.
Oh, wow.
Diego Simeone's son, Giovanni,
Oh, yeah. What's he done?
he did this, guys.
What is it?
Bruh.
Bro, what the fuck is that?
I mean, you tell me. You tell me.
He lost his mate in
That's
FIFA.
got to be a dare.
Yeah.
So for anyone that's not watching, he's got the old non or grandfather look where he's got the hair around the side, but
Yeah.
he's shaved the top.
Yeah.
But then he's left a ratty or something?
It's like a tiny little ponytail out the back.
a reverse fade. But
That's his reverse fade.
It's a
That is a
reverse-
complete reverse fade.
Yeah, because if you turn it upside down, it's almost normal.
That is fucked. Oh, do you remember Palacio with the little rat tail?
yeah, the
though?
rat tail. Yeah.
And
There
in
was a
FIFA
lot
as
of
well?
lot of
Yeah, he
rat's
did.
tails over the years.
Yeah, ratties
A
are
lot
kind
of
of
rat-
gone
I reckon
now,
the
eh?
best, actually, the best haircut, those noodle hair Ronaldo.
Noodle
Yeah.
hair
Noodle
Ronaldo,
hair Ronaldo.
yes.
Just embodiment of just peak Ronaldo, good looking lad. Streaks through it. Yeah, that
Every
was-
girl had. Did you have a poster of Ronaldo?
Did I what, sorry?
Did you have a poster of Ronaldo?
No,
Why'd
I
you look at me
didn't.
like I asked you
No,
the worst?
because I didn't know what you said before Ronaldo.
I feel like so many girls I knew growing up had a poster of Ronaldo. Even girls that never watched football, they just had a
You
poster.
know, I
of
had
him.
a friend who I don't think she'd ever watched a game of football in her life, but if you asked her who her biggest crush was, she
Yeah.
would always tell you Cristiano Ronaldo.
He was the man.
She had like a shrine.
Did you ever have posters of footballers or not? Were you that it was poster vibe?
No,
or-
but like my favorite, like I loved
Wallpapers?
Fernando
What about
Torres.
wallpaper?
Fernando Torres back in the day, yes.
Yeah, okay. Wallpaper.
Yes.
Like a
I may have dabbled
computer
in a
wallpaper, you know, the old
situation.
Bebo profile picture.
Something that I do think at one point I had a Fernando Torres background on something.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was great though. Yeah, Espana.
Yeah, we had the blonde hair as well.
Yeah, well, I always loved his look.
Yeah.
Very, like, he always stood out a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean Jackie Grealish as well.
Well, I did have him too. You've also got Foden, right? Who's dabbled
did
in
that
the
as
the
well.
look that you've gone for.
You pulled it off better than Foden, bro.
Yeah, you reckon?
Yeah, Foden is
the
looking-
tan. Look at the tan.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
tan does you wonders. Yeah,
Yeah.
put a bit
Phil
of.
Foden was in Mykonos when I was in Mykonos.
Did you see him?
Nah, I didn't bump him too.
No.
No. Like I said,
Only James Madison.
only James Madison. And why is James Madison performing so well this season?
Because he partied with you.
Spoke to him.
That's
I
the
was like,
trick.
Matters, play the Nick Stav role. Just in behind the striker. Pick pockets here and there. You will cook. There's a reason why he's cooking this season.
Did you mention Ange Postecoglou when you saw him?
Nah, because he didn't sign for Tottenham at that time. It was
Oh,
like
that was up.
2 days later, Fabrizio said he was going, and then he got confirmed like
Well,
the
then
day
Stav-
after that.
Aussie there's another connection
Maybe
there
he
as
met
well.
you. He
He
loved
met
you
an
so
Aussie and
much.
goes,
Yeah.
"There's something about Australians."
Yeah, he's something about Aussie geezers.
Yeah.
Nick Stav is the reason James Madison signed with Spurs.
And cooking.
And he is
And he's
cooking.
cooking.
Well,
Sorry to my fellow Arsenal fans.
Yeah, no hamstring, but when he gets
Unreal.
when he is on the pitch, he's absolutely cooking. This is the last episode before Christmas,
Yes.
so I was going to ask you, both of you, if you could write a little letter to Santa Claus, one thing you want for Christmas for Arsenal's starting 11, who would it be? You can sign one player, you get him under your tree, you unwrap,
Realistic?
realistic player for Arsenal this Christmas.
Before tonight, I would have said like an Ivan Toney or like a
Oh yeah,
Oh,
something like, or like I'd
Like a
say
backup
Mbappe.
striker.
I'd love Mbappe, but that's a little too far fetched.
it's Santa.
I still
Ivan
think-
Toney's not far fetched.
Yeah, no, but I Gabriel Jesus last night just like won me over again. Give me a backup centre back. Give me a
Okay.
good backup centre back around there in the world at the moment. You know what's that guy's name at Everton? Patterson.
Yeah,
Is that
it Patterson?
No, that's the
No.
fullback. What's the centre back?
Which
Oh,
one?
Saw him, young fella, blonde hair.
Oh, that's
good
why you like
centre-back.
him.
Is that
Oh, the
Patterson?
Branthwaite,
Branthwaite,
the young one next to
Branthwaite.
Tarkovsky.
Yes, left footer as well.
Okay.
I'd want him because what I'm trying to say is, again, we lose a William Saliba. I want another centre back to slip in there. I know we got Julian Timber, but still need to see more of him. He's coming back from injury, and I reckon he'll play fullback. But
So you can have a Christmas shopping list and you wouldn't change your starting 11.
He's literally said they're the best team in Europe.
do you know what? I'm so emotionally attached to these players. It's like realistically, if I had to say an actual I'd go a midfielder next to Declan Rice,
Yeah, okay.
like a Douglas Luiz. If I'm being like completely honest, but like I still want the best for Kai Havertz. I still think Declan Rice can cover a lot of that midfield by himself. So if you have an attacking option there, that's fine with me.
Okay.
And then the centre backs, I still love Gabriel, and Saliba is one of my favourites. I think Zinchenko is even criminally underrated and overhated.
This
at
Santa
times.
note's becoming a
This-
love
yeah, I
letter to
know,
us.
you're
It
writing an
is.
essay to
It
Santa.
is.
I
It is.
just
I love my
wanted
two
one,
wingers,
you know?
and then Gabriel Jesus wins my heart over. So
Okay, he's
I
in
don't
love
know,
with
but
us.
really, okay, you want to Robert Douglas Luiz? Douglas Luiz. There's my answer.
There you go. Douglas
I love
Luiz
it.
is
Yeah.
Christmas
I love
present.
it. I'm going to be really simple and go back to the rumours at the start of the season. I would really want Bellingham to play for Liverpool.
Yeah.
And I would just, Santa, do it. Make it happen.
Jude Bellingham.
Yeah.
Just
If I was a Liverpool fan, you know what I'd want? Declan Rice.
Yeah, but why would I want to break your heart, Stav?
you do need a 6.
Yeah.
Why would I want to break Stav's heart?
You haven't replaced Fabinho, and as good as you have been this season, you could use like I don't think it's Declan, but you could take Lobotka from Napoli.
Was that the Zumbo and Gisa guy?
Something you said.
Yeah.
And
Italian.
Jesus tops as well.
Yeah.
Lobotka, bro, the little midge next to him.
Oh my God.
Oh,
don't call him a
the
little
Slovenian
midge.
guy.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
Little
yeah.
midget.
Sorry.
Mad. Top player.
Yeah.
Fucking huge fan of Lobotka. What are you laughing at?
Little midge.
He looks like a nugget when you watch him run, but he's
Bro.
so cute, but he's so
Little
Rajan
midge
Angolan.
is so offside.
He's like a 9 goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like that. But like, cause I was obviously watching him live last week, and he's so small that like,
How small are we talking?
It's actually nuts when like
fuck, he looks like 5'6".
you
Okay,
realize
so
how
he's like my height. I'm not even 5'6", actually.
5'6", maybe 5. Yeah, I don't know.
Just so
when you
do I
watch
look
those
like a
play-
nugget when I run? Call it.
I haven't seen you run, to be fair. I'm sure you might. If I saw
I'm
it.
5'4". I'm a nugget.
Yeah. What were you gonna say?
Now, when you watch plays in real life, you kind of get a different affection to him. I remember when I was at the Arsenal Southampton game, Romeo Lavia.
Yeah.
He's not. I think he's injured at the moment at Chelsea.
yeah.
That game, he bossed Arsenal's midfield, bossed it, and then
So you
like,
fell in love.
not fell in love, but you realize that that guy's actually
You
a top
appreciate
player. Like,
players'
I don't
life.
I don't get up
Yeah.
and watch Southampton at 2 a.m. I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm not
But-
going to do that.
Respect.
Yeah.
100%.
Respect.
That was me. I mean, this guy is a fucking beast, but that was me with Andres Iniesta when I watched him live.
Yeah,
I
he's
would agree with
again. I remember when Eden Hazard came and played Sydney FC
Yeah.
here, another player where you were just like, this guy just loves the football.
Yeah.
Just loves the football.
Yeah.
You can really see a difference, can you, when they just like love being out on the pitch like that?
Yeah, 100%.
Who would you want for Chelsea?
Where do you start? How long's the list?
Arsenal's starting 11.
How long's the list? If I could sign one player, I would sign a commanding centre back with a lot of personality. Like someone who come in and be what Tony Rudiger was. So
Do you want just you don't
Thiago
want to
Silva's
get
too
Rudiger
old.
back?
Hmm?
You don't want to get Rudiger back?
Could get
And I
Rudiger
reckon
back.
Araujo.
Nah.
He's got a grub in him.
Nah, yeah, he's a grub, but that's not what I'm after. Oh, no, I got it. Bremer.
Oh, fair.
Oh, okay.
Juventus centre back.
Fair.
Yeah.
Bremer. If I could sign one player for Chelsea,
Where was
it'd
he
be Bremer.
before Juve? He was somewhere.
Torino, their
Torino,
rivals.
that was it.
He's fucking top tier. He's a great centre back. Bully, can get tough, good on the
Stocky
ball,
as well.
stocky, can jump. Great. I'd put Bremer at Chelsea, and that
Done.
changes the whole team. It'd be what Virgil van Dijk was for Liverpool. Chelsea got a decent team, good players. They're missing a character, and centre back is
A
always
leader at the back.
100%.
I reckon you guys need another striker as well.
Brozier, if he's fit, is good.
Brozier's good, yeah. Brozier's
bro.
good.
Brozier's good, and Jackson's all right as well. But I'd start Brozier
Yeah, yeah.
and Sterling. It's okay. It just needs that player at the back.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm telling you. But anyway. Christmas time. Enjoy Christmas, guys.
Yeah,
Thank
I hope
you.
you do. You're not going to get that, but I hope you get some nice presents.
Thank you.
I hope Santa spoils you all.
And you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Santa does spoil. Me and Santa go way back.
Me
Say
too.
Nick.
It means Saint Nicholas, huh?
Yeah.
Well
Is
done.
that your name day?
Yeah, no, it's technically 6th of December, St. Nicholas, name day. But yeah.
Anyway.
That's
Yeah.
odd. It would have made sense if it was 25th.
And you, any big party, New Year's parties or what?
Oh, yeah, got a news party.
Yeah?
Surely a couple of Sunday sessions
Yeah,
over the
little
holidays.
brunch, yeah, maybe.
A little brunch?
Yeah.
Well, this is the first time in the Premier League they're playing on Christmas Eve as well.
Yes.
Chelsea's playing. Christmas.
Chelsea,
Yeah.
that's the game.
Yeah.
Jeez, and they're not happy about that. The fans,
Sucks.
fair enough.
Yeah, that's
Well, Christmas Eve's Arsenal versus Liverpool for us. Christmas
Oh,
Eve
yeah.
morning. Top of the table clash next week.
that'll be really
So,
Top of
good.
the
give me 3
table
points
clash.
at Anfield.
That's
that
a top
week.
game.
Merry Christmas
That is a
to you.
Yeah.
If that happens.
Declan Rice winner.
Yeah, a nice draw would be great for the rest of the league. It'd be
Yeah.
great to see a nice draw and an Ange Postecoglou win. Nonetheless, Born Offside will be back, guys. Merry Christmas to you all. Happy New Year. Keep the comments flying in on socials. Keep the follows. Flick us a 5-star if you're having a good time. We'll see you soon. Ciao, ciao.
Bye, guys. Merry Christmas.
Bye.
Bye-bye.